This is Raise Your Fucking Standards for August 26th of 2025. Had some pretty memorable things happen today. And quite frankly, what I will say is one of the big fucking reasons that a lot of things happen in life is when you have the desire and when you have an emotional significance tied to making something happen. So what do I mean when I say this, an emotional significance? So let's say, for example, you have a burning desire to achieve some certain goal, right? Make money, take care of your family, make a project happen, do some sort of athletic race, whatever the fuck it is. Doesn't really matter. What matters is the burning desire in your heart, in your mind, to make it happen. Now, in this case, you have that burning desire, right? You have an emotion tied to it. Whether it's the desire to prove your haters wrong. So it's kind of like an anger, kind of like a boiled up frustration. Look, a lot of people say, let go of your worries, let go of your desire to prove people wrong, which I understand. In the long term, that's not a sustainable emotion to operate out of. But what I will say is when you have an emotional incentive to make something happen, it's much more a certainty that that thing will happen. Because if you're just operating on logic, well, I have to complete project XYZ because when I complete project XYZ, I'll be able to achieve goal ABC. Motherfucker, that's not the way it works. It's more like, I have to fucking make this project happen in order to fulfill this goal, yada, 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 right? There's got to be emotion tied to it. It doesn't have to be only anger. Obviously, I'm giving anger because anger is powerful. Another emotion would be out of joy or love or empathy, I guess. Like out of your heart to take care of people, like a good Samaritan. Like, why do people donate to charity? Because they want to help people out of empathy, out of the inner desire in their heart to help people, and out of the joy that they get from gratitude. So, and then there's obviously other emotions. You name it, right? But the two biggest ones I'm doing are anger/frustration and then love/empathy, because those are usually the two most widely discussed most powerful in my opinion, probably in the opinion of most people, right? So why am I saying all this? I'm saying all this to hammer down the fact that yesterday, and life kind of goes in waves, right? Yesterday I had a day of like a lot of frustration, a lot of like, why the fuck isn't this following through? Even today, like the beginning half of today, a lot of frustration, a lot of tension, right? Well, that's fine. Because having that inner desire to make something happen and then just taking a step back, taking some deep breaths, relaxing, quite frankly, somehow aligns with the universe, and it happens. Let me give you several very concise examples of this today. In yesterday's video, I gave a note of how I was being a pussy by not talking to a girl, and so I was going to go to a cigar lounge and go talk to an attractive girl to get out of my comfort zone, right? So I did go to the cigar lounge. There were no attractive girls there, so I kind of didn't hold my end of the bargain, right? I didn't hold myself to my own standards, which is on me, right? Completely on me. But guess what happened today? And I mean, this is not the only example of like this happening, but today, as I was doing some computer work outside, there was a beautiful young woman, student here. She was sitting there working on her whatever the fuck studies. And then I'm like, okay, I'm going to use this opportunity. So I come over to her. I'm like, Miss, I'm doing a script for selling life insurance. Can I role play with you being the client? It'll only take 10 to 15 minutes, not a large amount of time, right? And she said yes. We did it. A lot of giggling and smiles on her end. Anyways, long story short, I did the role play, right? And the thing is, it's not that I was really forcing that outcome, right? But it just so happened that I saw an opportunity and I took hold of it. And I wasn't all like tense and angry about it, because when I saw that she was sitting there, I'm like, oh, nice. There's a girl. I'll go talk to her, go role play the script. I'll get 2 advantages. I'll get 1, I'll get to practice my script, and 2, I'll get to talk with a beautiful girl and get out of my comfort zone. Guess what? That's what happened. But it wasn't me being all tense and worked up about, oh, I need to make this happen. No, it was more relaxed. Even though the day before I was all tense and pissy, right? So what I'm trying to say, and I'm already taking super long to say this, but have that intention, have that desire, but then take a step back, chill the fuck out, and let it kind of arrive on its own, right? And then another big thing was, I've been in a super long process with a certain insurance payment for a hospital stay that I had last year, and everything was paid out by my insurance, except for this one fucking bill out of nowhere from this fucking sketchy ass billing company that basically bills people directly, not through their insurance company, but directly from the physicians in the hospital. So, long story short, they're kind of taking advantage of the system to get the cash up front from the client, unless you take steps to resolve that. And so literally yesterday and today, I'd say it's a cumulative of like 3 hours of phone calls with these fuckers, with my insurance company, to get this resolved. And eventually we got to a resolution where I had both of them on the line with each other. They shared each other's information. And for now, I see that it's a very foreseeable solution. Sure, there may be some hiccups in the future. That's fine. We got the big ball set in motion. The momentum's rolling. Why am I saying this? Why am I giving this example? Because it's to show that when I was first talking with